Yeah, I have started the recording and let me last time call everyone who is not in the call. Give me a second. Last call to everyone. Okay, so in yesterday class we have seen the success status code and a couple of the client error, right? Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, Vipin.
Okay, fine. So today we are going to discuss a very important topic, very important status code, that is 400 is discussed, right? Bad request. 404 is discussed, right? Not found, right? Now we are going to discuss 401 unauthorized, right? So if you talk about unauthorized and authorization, right? There are two terms. Okay, so authentication and authorization, these two terms are very much important in the web service testing. Okay, so if you can't explain the authentication and authorization, then you can't clear the interview. Okay, so authentication and authorization is very important stuff. Okay, which I think couple of idea I have already given you. What did you mean by the authentication and the authorization? But in this particular topic class, I will discuss the thing in detail. Okay, so uh, let me, if you go down to the document, here you can see authentication and the authorization, right? So that comes under the API security. Why it is API security? Because it is a security related stuff. So guys, tell me how your bank account is secure. How your bank account is secure. Your bank account is secure, right? How it is secure? uh, no means other person can't transfer the money, withdraw the money, check the balance. How it is secure actually?
Because we have credentials for that account that nobody has access to.
Okay, so you are asking that you having the credential like username and the password, right? So the banker has provided you the username and password. If you have the valid credential like username and the password, after then you can log into your application, right? So similarly, the authentication means to authenticate the user, to authenticate the user, right? So whatever we have the different way of authenticating, different way to authenticate the user. Let's suppose this is your ICICI bank application. Okay, so what you are trying here, when you enter the valid username and the password, right, and then when you click on the login, if you enter the valid credential, and then you can log into the ICICI bank, right? So what ICICI bank is doing, the ICICI bank is authenticating the person, authenticating the person. How they are authenticating? By validating the username and the password. He will check the credential which you pass, that is valid or not, right? So that is known as a authentication. I'm not asking only ICICI bank. I'm asking any application which you are using into your company. I think you are using any application, right? So when you using any application, you require some credential to enter into your application and perform the action, right? So how did you log into your application? You have to pass the username and the password, right? That is known as a authentication. To authenticate the credential, that is known as a authentication. To verify the user, to verify the user credential, right? That is known as a authentication. Now the question is, what are the way to authenticate, right? What are the different way? So this is the one way, like to enter the username and the password, the user can be authenticate, right? The server will verify the username and the password. Like if I pass the correct username and password, right? After then I can log in, right? If it is invalid, let's suppose I am passing invalid, so it will return some error message, right? You can see it here, the login credential which you have entered are invalid, right? So that means server is authenticating this particular user. So how they are authenticating? They are verifying the user ID and the password. If both the things are get matched for this particular person, after then you can enter your application. So that is known as a authentication. That is the authentication. So let me open my notepad. So the first way of authentication. The first way of authentication, verify the credential. Okay, how we are verifying? That is username and password. Okay, in some of the application we are using email ID, right? Now the different way of authenticating. Tell me, is there any other different way to authenticate the user? Give me some other example. I have explained you the concept, like what did you
The
mean by the
mobile number and
authentication?
the PIN we will give mobile number and PIN.
Yeah. Some of the application, they are, if you pass the mobile number, you can enter into your application, right? So either mobile number or email ID you can enter and you can able to access the application. So the other way of authenticating is mobile number or email ID you can enter and you can authenticate. Not third way.
Fingerprint also.
Sorry, come again, sir.
In mobile, it is fingerprint also application.
Fingerprint, even into your companies also, right? The when you enter your when you go to your office, when you some of the company, they are using the biometric, if you want to enter into your office, you have to put the thumbprint there, the biometric, right? And when it will verify your thumbprint, and if it is valid, and then you can enter into your application, enter into your office, and then your gate will open, right? So fingerprint is one option. Biometric, can I say biometric, something like that? Print, something like biometric. Now, other way, tell me. Other way of authentication.
ID card.
ID card,
Exactly,
barcode,
ID card.
barcode.
The employee's ID card. Employee's ID card, right? Because why it is an employee ID card? So there is some software when you come to your office, and in the gate, right? They have one machine there, right? In that machine, they having one application, right? So when you have to ask that application, right, the machine, that you are the valid employee. After that, your machine will open the door and you can enter your office, right? So what you have to do, in some of the company they are using the fingerprint biometric, right? Some of the company they are using the employees, card, employee card, right? If you swap the employee card, you can enter into your office, right? So employee card is one of the way to authenticate. Authentication means to enter into your application. Okay, that is the authentication. Now, other way, tell me.
Date of birth or personal detail.
Yeah, some personal detail here can we consider as a here like some personal detail, something like. Okay, here we can something like. Okay, depends on the application, right? No other way.
The barcode reader, some barcode will be provided for.
Some
Yeah, barcode, like if you scan the barcode, then you can enter into your application. So this is the one way also to authenticate the application. Now, can I say two-factor authentication? OTP, that is. Okay, OTP, right? So I think in the State Bank of India, when you log in to your State Bank, if anyone having the State Bank of India account, right? So if I log in to the State Bank of India, login, right? So when I enter my credential and the password, right? So you have to also enter the captcha here, and then when you log in, it will you can see OTP based login. So you will get the after login, you will get the OTP page, right? And which you will display in your mobile, right? Which you will get it in your mobile. So you have to also pass the OTP, right? So the OTP is one of the way to authenticate. Okay, so guys, these all are the authenticating, right? So depends on the application to application they are using. Agree?
yes.
Depends on the app, because one application will can't use all the things, right? Either they can use verify credential, username and password, either mobile, like if you log in to your Facebook, right? So in that case, I think you require the mobile number and email ID, and you can enter, right? The fingerprint, when you are going to your office, you are swiping your card or fingerprint, right? So like that. And the barcode, in some of the application, you have to scan the barcode and then you can access that particular thing. Okay, and the two-factor authentication and the OTP, right? Now, so that is known as a authentication. That is the one way of API security. Can I say these things are the security level? Guys, can I say or not? These things are the security level. The security of the application.
Yes.
Right? So that's why it is the API, it comes under the API security. Okay. If the interviewer asks you what did you mean by the authentication, and you can't give the clear information, if you can't pass the clear answer, they will directly reject you. Nowadays, in every application, we are using the authentication. Every application we are using the authentication. Okay, this is the theoretical concept. Okay, I will also show you that how it works in the backend in the REST API. Okay, now authorization. What did you mean by the authorization? Authorization. Okay, so when you enter into your application, right, by passing the username and the password. Okay, you enter into your application by passing. Let's suppose I have the GitHub account. Okay, this is my GitHub account. Okay, when I enter, let's suppose I sign out and click on the sign in. Click on the sign in. I enter my username and the password. Okay, I enter my username and password where I'm trying to sign in. So what server will do? It will verify my credential. Agree? It will verify my credential. If that credential is valid, then he will, the GitHub will allow me to, enter into the GitHub account. So this is your GitHub account. I logged in into my GitHub account. You can see sign in as a Sahavikas. Okay. So when I enter into your account, so you can see it here, there are some of the tabs are available, right? Pull request, issue, marketplace, explore. You can create the repository. You can create the organization. Here you have this option. Create an organization, right? And all the things you have. So I'm giving you, explaining one thing by taking the very simple example. When you enter into your office, right, you completed your authentication process. Okay, you completed your authentication process and you enter your office. Okay, when you what you are doing here, you are going to your desk, right, the working desk, workstation. Okay, you put the bag there. Okay, now where you can go into your office, your work table where you are working, and the cafeteria you can go, right, and the spot place where you are playing the game, where and conference room you can go, right. So guys, have you noticed there are some restricted area in your office? What are the restricted area in your office? Tell me, where you can't go.
Like server room,
Okay, server room. Okay, now
meeting room, like
meeting room. Okay, now next. Store room, something like where they store all the things, something like, right, and something like in a higher management cabin. So tell me, why you can't go to this particular place? And these all are the place, workplace, working, walking station, right? You can go to the walking station, means your table, and your cafeteria, right? Cafeteria you can go. Okay, and where you can go, the sports ground you can go. Okay, and conference room you can go. Okay, something like, okay, conference room you can go. Okay, so tell me why you can't go to this place and why you can go this place. What is the reason behind that? You can't go this place and you can go to this place. Why? Simple question. If you
because
understand, if you understand the this that if you understand the difference, then you will also understand the authorization.
due to security reason, access to all employees is not given to server room, meeting room, store room,
Mhm.
and other people, like anybody can go to working station, cafeteria. It don't require any such security authorization. So users are restricted to server room, meeting room, but anybody can go to workstation, cafeteria, sports room.
Okay, clear. Okay. Okay. Anyone having some other answer or agree with this point? Everyone agree? So that is known as authorization. Simple. So if you don't have the access, then you can't go to the server room, right? So what you are doing here, let's suppose you want to try, right? I have the access of server or room or not. So what you are doing here, you are swiping your card, to access the server room. So the gate will not get open, right? So what exactly means? So for your employee ID, the admin person has not provided the access to this particular area. Agree?
Yes.
Right? Similarly, the meeting room is the different thing. We can discuss later. Storeroom, if you swap your card, right, if the admin person has not provided the access, that particular employee card, then you can't go inside, right? And for this one, right? So the admin person, whoever giving the permission, if they have given the permission, they have given the permission for your card, right? You can enter this particular place. When you swipe the card, you can enter. When you swipe your card, you can enter, right? So similarly, in the meeting room, we don't have to swap the card. I think it is open room. It's simple open, but you have to take the permission of your manager, right?
Yes.
You have to schedule the meeting, right? After then you can access that particular meeting room. So what I'm trying to say, you need some permission. You need some permission. Similarly, for the workstation cafeteria or not. Let's suppose admin or whoever giving the permission, if they had not given you the permission, can you enter the workstation?
No.
Let's suppose, have you seen this one thing? Yeah, you are the employee of the company, right? You can authenticate means you swipe your card and you are able to enter your application, enter into your office, right? And you are the employee, so that's why you are able to go to your workstation, cafeteria, sport place, and the conference room. But let's suppose you are the visitor. You are the visitor. What you are doing at the gate, entry gate, the guard will provide you the visitor card, right? So you are able to authenticate, you can enter the enter the office, right? But for the visitor, can he go to this place, the workstation, cafeterias, sport place, and the conference room? Can he or she can go there?
No.
No, because that visitor card don't have the access of this particular place. Okay, so that is known as a authorization. That is known as a authorization. If you want to go to this particular place, workstation, sport ground, conference room, you need to take the permission. Even if you want to go this place, you need the permission, right? If you have the valid permission, and then you can access this particular workplace. Okay, so same thing here, okay? So have you seen, guys, when I'm using, we have one application, this one, this application, which I have already explained you in the mapping. If you want to create the data using the post, right? I think you are getting some authorization error here. This is the go rest public, right? Let's suppose I want to create the data, right? So this is your application and you are not passing the authorization token. And let's try to connect. Can you see it here? 401 unauthorized. So that means that if you want to create the data, you need the valid token. You need the valid token. After that, you can create your data. After then you can create the data. If you don't have the valid credential, valid authorization token, then you can't create your data. Let's suppose I have passed the token here 1 2 3 4 something like that invalid and try to call. You can see again I'm getting this authorization token. Okay, so when you are doing any CRUD operation into your application, right, you need the authorization token. You need the authorization token to access the particular, to perform the particular action. Right now the question is where I can get the authorization token. In the backend, in the REST API, how I can get the token. In the REST API, how you can get the token. So in the real time, in the real time, give me a second. My workplace.
There the code was like 401 unauthorized, but the message
Mhm.
says like authentication failed. So that I did not get to know. Like it is
Okay.
like they would have given authorization failed, right? They are not like authorized to view or something, but it is like method authentication failed.
Give me a second. Authentication field. Yeah, no problem, man, because this particular application they are returning this error message actually, but you have to the you have to only concern about the status code. This thing is again I'm asking, it depends
Yeah.
on the requirement.
So the
Yeah,
authentication
this
is
is the
something.
confusing, this is the
Yes.
confusing message, I know, because you are not trying to log in,
Yeah,
right?
we are whenever we try to log in or something, that is authentication, right?
Yeah, that is the
And authorization is something we have like access or not an access,
yes,
correct?
we have the permission or access or not, right, to perform the action. That is the authorization. So, authorization is always comes after the authentication. Clear? So, in the interview, if they will ask you when you are performing the authorization, so authorization always comes after the authentication, right? Clear? So why I'm asking you after the authentication? Anyone can explain me?
Because after we have the access means log into that one, then only we can get to know whether we are authorized to view something or not, which all areas we have the access like permission to view that. Without
Exactly.
logging
Okay. See.
into
So
like
you can see it here, which I have told you. Can you, without entering your office, can you go to your cafeteria, go to your workstation? Tell me. Simple question. Without swiping your card, without swiping your employee card, can you go to your workstation, cafeteria, sports room, conference room? Can you go there?
No, Vikas.
No. That's why the authentication first come, after then authorization will come. Okay, that's why I told you Authorization comes after the authentication, and the authentication comes before the authorization. Same thing in different way I am asking. Okay, so in the real time, how yeah, in the front end you have seen, in the front end you have seen, you enter the username and the password and the login, right? So that is the authentication. If you enter the username and the password and the captcha, you can enter into your application. If you are using the GitHub, if you enter the email ID and the password, you can enter your application. But how this thing is working in the backend in the REST API, right? So this thing, let me, okay. So in the backend, we have the separate call. We have the, so guys, till now what we are doing to get the to use the GitHub repository, what we are going to the setting, right? And then we are getting the token, right? Because we don't have the separate call for that to generate the token. So we are getting from the UI. Similarly, in the case of this application, GoRest.co in, we are getting the authorization from here. Okay, but in the backend, in the REST API, how did you get the token? So in the REST API, we have the separate request for that. We have the separate request for that. Okay, so if I go here and yeah, the separate request will looks like that. Give me a second. Yeah, this is your application, the service URL which you are using. Okay, this is your service URL. Okay, where I'm using the login as a resource. What is the resource here? You can see it here, login, right? And they will provide you the property username as a admin, right? And then the password as the password. So these two things will will get changed, depends on the user to user, depends on the how the users are registered, okay. So when I enter the username and the password, what you are doing in the UI here, in the UI you are enter the username and the password using the UI application. But in the REST API we have this service, we have the separate request for that, and we are using the JSON object, and where we are using the two property, username and the password, and this two property name would be the default, depends on the requirement to requirement. They can use the user ID also here, right? So do not get confused, depends on the requirement to requirement. Okay, so here may they have used the email ID also, if they are using the email ID here. Okay, so when you enter the user ID and the password here, and when I click on the login in the backend, it calling to this particular application, right? This request is it is called, right? Now when you click on send, you can see it here, it generate one token, it generate one token, and you can see it here, the status code is 200. Okay, so this token is known as a authorization token. Now this is the key, this is the token to perform the further action. So this concept, the API security concept, is I think in the real time 99% every company they are using this concept. They are using this concept. So you will also get this functionality into your application when you start working on the project, the API project. Okay, so for the authenticating the user, we have the separate request, right? They will provide the URL, base URL, okay, and they will provide you the same. We have the also which we have see the separate requirement for the post and delete, get, patch. For the authenticating the user, you also have the separate requirement. You will get the separate requirement for that. Let's suppose if you are working from the initial, you're working on that project from the beginning, you will get the separate, right, requirement. Let's suppose you join the company in between the project, right? So in that case, you have to discuss this thing with your colleague, that you want to perform the CRUD operation, how I can generate the token, right? If it is a token based application, right? So your colleague will provide you the request to authenticate the login. Okay, they will also ask you sometimes we have the master username and the password, you can use that. Sometimes you can also register into your application and you can use your admin and the password. You can use your admin and the password here. Okay, when you click on send, it will go to this particular server, this resource, and verify that username and the password. If both the things are correct, then it will generate the token to access the to perform the further action. So what you are doing here, you are copy this token, right? Let's suppose you want to do the CRUD operation. Let's suppose you want to do you want to create the data, right? So where you have to go, you have to go to the bearer token and you have to pass that token. Okay, and then when you connect with the server, then server will first verify your token. They will go connect with this particular server, go to this particular resource, and then they will check the token. This token is valid or not. If this token is valid, which we have already seen here in this request, here you can see here, if you are not passing the valid token here in the bearer token, you will get the error message as a unauthorized. Right now, the question is what is the validity of this token? If I generate the one-time token, so what is the validity of that token? So guys, one general question I'm asking you. When you try to log into your banking application, when you enter this username and the password, so have you seen that after 10 or 15 minutes, you will get your page will get expired. You have to again log in. Have you seen this thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So why the your page will get expired? What is the reason behind that? I can't show you that if to show the token, like to inspect. If you when I complete this class, so you can open the, if you have the ICCI account or SBI account, I can't enter the username and the password, the valid password. Enter the username and the password here. No, it is hidden actually. You can't check because it is totally It is totally security related stuff. So what I was trying to say, if you enter the username and the password, right, and you go to the network section, let's suppose I enter the user ID and the password here. Okay, when I go to the login, it's calling to which API? Let me see. Here you can see authentication controller. Can you see it here? So when you go here, you can see here ICICI Bank Authentication Controller. Okay, they are encrypting the user ID here, JSON ID. Here you can see it here, because they can't show you the username and the password, right? Then everyone go to the network section and they can use your ID and the password. Okay, so they are not using. Okay, so like that you can, this is the way to check, right, which call in the backend which call it's calling. Okay, so if I go to the response, give me a second, preview, can you see the error message which you are getting here? The login credential invalid. You can see the same error message here. And go to the header and check the request header. Is there any request body? Can you see the code here? But this is the invalid code. This is the invalid code. This is the not the valid one. Authentication form data. Okay, there is not request body where we are passing the username and the password. So they are using in the URL, and they have encrypted the thing so that you can't see the username and the password. It is hidden actually. So that's why. So anyway, so in the backend you have the separate call where you have to pass the username and the password, and the token will get generated. You have to copy that token and you have to pass. You have to go to the auth section, go and select the auth bearer token, and you have to pass the token here. Okay, so when it connect with the server, it will first verify the token. If your token is valid, after then it will check your request body and then proceed further.
Like because it's not in every application we require this token, no? Like in this banking application, we simply enter.
No, the thing is, if in a banking application, it's obviously it require, right? But in maximum application, we are using the authentication actually concept. So if you not use the authentication concept, then you tell me, everyone can create the data, delete the data, and dump the data or not?
Yes, but this token thing, like in every application, we don't require to make a token and then enter.
If they have implemented, let's suppose you are working in any application where they require the token in every action, in every request they require token, then you have to pass.
But like in this bank application, even if the token was generated, we were not using it to log in the application.
Do not get confused, sir. Here this thing is happening internally. They can't show you all the things, user and the ID and the password and the token. Then where is the security if you are showing all the things in the network section or in the UI? This is all the things are internally, right? They will not show you the username and the password and the token in the UI. If they will show, then what is the meaning of the security? Okay, these all the things are encrypted. All the things are happening in the backend. The user can't see that thing, right? But in the backend, if you do the backend, in that case the things will be looks like that. The request will be looks like that. So do not get confused that why these things we can't show it here in the UI.
Okay. In this authentication request, can't we send this captcha code also? Like we are using username, password. Can we send captcha code also for?
Okay, so what happened? What happened for the CAPTCHA and the QR code? They have created the separate request for that. Okay, for separate request, and they are passing the some data here, some data like the username and the token. When you enter all the data here, and then you can click on send, your captcha, the captcha will get validated automatically.
Okay.
But I can't show you because that thing you will only get in the when you work on the real time. Okay, when you work on the real time. But if you talk about the captcha QR code, so you don't have to worry. Similarly, what we are doing here, authentication, right? We have the separate request. What we are doing here for the post call, we have the separate request. Similarly, you will get the captcha request also. You don't have to worry like how I can call the captcha. What we have discussed, the same thing you will also get it for the captcha. You have the separate request for the captcha. Okay, and you have to pass the valid data whatever as per your requirement, and when you call, right, when you call the captcha, get validated. Okay, so where I was, yeah, here you can see, 401 unauthorized. So when you pass the invalid token or something like blank, you have not passing the token, in that case you will get the 401 unauthorized. Okay, so that is the 401 unauthorized.
Because in some application like through manage environment setup and then they go for a token like 1 hour or some time frame will be there, no? The token will be eligible like for 1 hour or something. They
Yeah,
generate token within the application, not through code,
yeah.
like
So
through
we don't
settings.
have the give me a minute. So in some of the but very less, right? In some of the most of the company, even most of the company having the separate call. Separate call means separate request means which I have shown you, like the service URL and the body you have to pass the username and the password, and when you click on send it will authenticate and generate the token, right? In some of the project, they have not implemented the request, the REST request. What they are using the UI, they have the the UI where they can generate the token, and then you can copy that token and you can use. So similarly, same like the GitHub, I have to use the GitHub REST API. What I did here, go to the setting and developer setting and personal token, and then I can generate the token, right? So similarly, in some of the company, they are using some application, they are using the application to generate the token, right? You have to just copy that token and you have to use that token into your REST API.
Okay. But
Okay, and
because
that token
within
having this validity, like after getting that token, like as per the configuration, whatever the configuration developer had set, like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or 1 hour, so it will automatically, your token will get expired. When your token will get expired, when you are again trying to do the action, you will get the 401 unauthorized because your token is get expired. So in that case, you have to again go and generate the token. If you are using the UI application, then you have to follow that path, right? Which the path to generate the token. If you are using the request, then you have to pass the username and the password, and you have to generate the token. and then you can use. So have you seen, yeah, when you are using the ICICI Bank or SBI Bank, your page will get automatically get expire, right? And you are when you clicking on any element, your expire page will get displayed, right? It asking that please sign in again. So that means that your token is a get expired, which you have generated the token after login, enter the username and the password. That token is get expired. Generally in the banking application they have said 10 to 15 minutes, I think. If you not use the application, I think less than that, I think. So your page will get expire and you will you have to again log in. When you again log in, so internally token will get aligned, right? And then you can again perform the action, right? In the backend, if your token is get expired, then you have to again generate the token and then you can use. Clear?
Yeah, but because can you go to Postman tool?
Yeah.
Their environments or somewhere again will generate token from there, no? Environments tab or somewhere. Somewhere like we click on generate token. We do the manage environment setup from the topmost left side. Then
Yeah.
for each build or something, we do the environment setup. Then we go to this environment or somewhere
Oh,
in this.
I got your question. So actually, they are not generating the token. What they are doing? Let's suppose I'm using my workspace. Let me go to this workspace. So let's suppose, yeah, you have generated the token, right? Now, what we are doing, we are creating the environment file. We are creating the environment file, okay? And what we are doing, we are creating the variable inside this environment file, and we are storing this token so that we can use in the subsequent call, right? For because you every time you can't copy and paste, right? So that's why we are storing this token into the environment file, right? Here we can create the variable, here, we can store it, and we can use that token in the subsequent call where it required. We are not generating the token, we are storing the token here in the environment file. That I will explain you. Okay.
Then one more thing, their authorize was there, no? There we selected bearer token. So
Yeah.
there are other options also.
Yeah,
Those
yeah, that other option I will explain you. Nobody, nobody.
okay.
So, yeah, this thing is clear. The 401 and also the concept of the authentication and the authorization. Okay, and we have basic authentication, token authentication, oath. Okay, so we will discuss this thing. So first, let me go here and discuss this part. Okay. Forbidden. 403 forbidden. What did you mean by the 403 forbidden? So 403 forbidden means, so can you see it here, the message similar to the 403 forbidden? So it asking that 401 and 403 is very much similar actually. It very much similar. Now try to understand what did you mean by the 403. 403. Okay, let's try to understand. So guys, tell me, when we were kid, right, uh, in the school time, what we are doing, we are too much interested in the other life, right? So we are always trying to look into the some other Facebook account, like he or she has a boyfriend or girlfriend or not, what she is chatting or he's chatting, right? So in the child age, what we are doing, we are opening the Facebook account and we are entering some random username and the password and trying to access the application, right? And what the hacker is also doing, right? So what we are doing here, we are trying to access the application of your. One person is trying to access the other person data. Okay, one person trying to access the other person data. If you have not passed the right thing, in that case you will get the 403 forbidden. 403 forbidden means when one user trying to access the other user's data, in that case you will get the 403 forbidden error message. 403 forbidden status code. Let's try to understand here. So 403. Okay, so guys, what here I am doing here, this is my valid username and the password. This is my valid username and the password. Okay, and click on send. So you are able to generate the token. Why I am able to generate the token, guys? Tell me.
Because the
there's a
valid username and password is being provided wherein we
Okay,
can log.
right. So the valid username and the password I have provided here. That's why, right? So what I'm doing here, I want to access, let's suppose, Suvendu account, right? I want to access the Suvendu account, right? So what I'm doing here, I know his username. I know his username. So I pass the username here. I pass the username here and I don't know his password. I don't know his password. So what I'm trying to do, I'm passing his date of birth. I'm very close friend, so I'm passing his date of birth or, some password like with the names and along, combination of characters and the digit I'm trying to do. Okay, let's suppose I pass the correct password is password. The correct password is password. Okay, so what I am doing here, I am using some random password to access this account. Okay, so when I calling, you will get the 403 forbidden. Clear? Okay, so
but like how server will differentiate like whether person is trying to access other person account or this is
that
a
is the work
invalid.
of the developer actually. That the developer is doing, sir. Okay, they are writing the code, they are implementing the things like that so that server will get understand.
Because 401 403 are very much alike, so yeah.
Yeah, so they have, the developer has, written the code, in such a way that so that they will differentiate, the server will differentiate the thing. So now tell me what logic you can apply here. So if you pass the username and the password correctly, then server will, obviously they will go to this login. Inside the login they will check the database. In that database, if user name is admin and the password is password, then display the token. Then what happened here, I'm passing username admin and the password something as a invalid, then server will not found both the things, right, using AND operator, right? So the developer has implemented such thing like that. If any of the thing will not get matched, then return the 403 forbidden.
Okay.
Can you
Okay,
show that
so
for unauthorized 401 request?
401. So
Huh.
when you generate the token, when you generate the token, let me go to the other workspace. Here you can see if I pass the token which I have, let's suppose I am passing something invalid here, right? And you will get here 401 unauthorized. Okay, now you have the question that what is the difference between 401 unauthorized and 403 forbidden. Okay, so here we are passing the something like invalid, and you are trying to you are also trying to access this application, right? You are passing the invalid token and you are trying to access this application. You are trying to create the request, the user. So this is also one user trying to access the other user data. So I am expecting this type of question from you. Okay, so basically this is also one user trying to access the other user data. But what the things here, they are passing the invalid token here, invalid token, but invalid token, and you are getting 401, right? But in the case of 403, what happened? This is the GitHub requirement. Okay, so you can go similarly in the GitHub. If you pass the wrong token, you can see you will get 401 unauthorized, bad credential. Ma'am, can you see the message here?
Yes.
I think
Now
you
I
have
think
the in earlier application you are getting something like authentication message, right? And here you are getting bad credential. So this message is correct, right? You are getting the correct
yes.
information. Okay. So it depends on the requirement actually, right? So you don't have to worry about, right? So this thing provided by the client which you have to validate. Okay, so here you can see I have passed the wrong token and you are getting the 401 unauthorized. Let's suppose you pass the right thing here. You pass the right thing here, and what you are doing here, you are passing the some other user organization. Let's suppose this is my organization, my GitHub account organization, right? So anyone can tell me your organization name? Anyone can tell me your organization name into your which you have created into your GitHub account?
Amita
Any?
Org.
Sorry.
Amita Org. AMITA, capital A,
Yes.
capital A,
Capital A.
capital
Okay.
O, ORG, capital O.
ORG, right?
Yes.
This one. Okay, let's see what. Can you see it here? 403 forbidden. Even my token is correct. My token is correct. If your token is invalid, then you will get the 401 unauthorized error. But your token is correct. But what you are doing here, you are trying to create the repository inside some other organization. And this organization is not belongs to me. So this organization belongs to Amita GitHub, right? So what I am trying to do, if I pass my organization name, so repository will get successfully get created. But I am the hacker. I'm trying to hack your GitHub account. Okay, so I passing the correct token here. Okay, but I'm passing the wrong, wrong in the sense I'm passing some other organization name and trying to create the repository. Okay, so you will get the 403 forbidden. Okay, so when one user trying to access the another user data, then you will get the 403. So this thing is applicable for the get also, patch also, put also, delete also.
So in this case, if you have token of Amita, then can you access?
Yes, I can. I
Okay.
can. Amita, okay, leave it then. If you provide me the token, then I can create the organization. Could you please provide your token?
Yes, providing.
So the you what I'm trying to say, 403 forbidden, it's not only to trying to create the repo inside the organization. It's also when you one user trying to delete the other user data, trying to update the user other user data, and that data is not related to you, and you are trying to update. Okay, so let's suppose Amita has provided me this. Okay, so I will copy this token and go here and pass the token here. Okay, and what I will do, this is the Amita organization, and let me change. I'm adding here test API test uh, other org. Okay, I have passed something like that. Okay, let's try to create. Can you see it here?
Yes, it got created.
It's got created, right? So earlier what we are doing, we are passing the some other organization, right? I'm not asking only organization. It could be anything. If you are trying to do some other user data, it could be anything. Okay, so let's suppose this is your give me a second. Here you are trying to create the Rahul test 123, and you are able to create the data. You are able to create the data, right? You pass the valid token. You pass the valid token. This is go-rest.co in service. Okay, so you pass the valid data. Now, what I am the hacker? I am the hacker, and I want to delete your account. I want to delete the user, right? So what you are doing here, what you are doing here, you will pass the ID 1284. 1284. You pass the ID here 1284. Okay, and and if I pass the valid token, then it will get deleted, right? It will get
Yes.
deleted. So
Yes.
what I will do, anyone can provide me this particular go rest.co in authorization token? Anyone? This application token. Click here to get access token. This application token. Anyone can provide me so that I can use and show you when you are trying to delete, you will get the error message. Because if I pass the invalid, then I will get the 401 here. So that I have to pass the valid access token of any user so that I can get the 40. Anyone can provide me access token of this particular application? Anyone have or not, guys? Otherwise, I can proceed further. No one have?
No,
Fine then. Yeah, Amita. You have?
I don't have.
Okay, no problem. So basically what I'm trying to say, so if I pass the token of your here, right? If I pass the token of your here, this token is valid in for this particular server, right? But this token is not belong to that user 1284 because they have used some other token to create the account, right? So this particular user ID is related to this token, right? So what you are doing, if you are using your token and you are trying to delete my data, right? So you will get the 403. Okay.
I've sent token
Okay,
in
let me
chat.
copy. Let me copy, then I will copy this and let me pass it here. I have passed the here and I have passed the, let's suppose this is the Suvendu. Suvendu want to delete my account. Delete my account which I have created inside this application. Right? So using his token, he want to delete my account. So he get my user ID. He get my user ID somehow. Okay, and he pass it here. Okay, this token is so when they using his token and he is trying to delete my account. Okay, let's try it. It get deleted. Strange.
It is. I am.
1284
It is an error.
1284 and you have created using, so it get deleted because I think guys this is not implemented such like that. But if you are getting something like successful action, then it is a critical bug, then a security related bug. You have to immediately report this bug, right? So you will get the 4040 what error, 403 forbidden. I think if you can do in the GitHub, if you try to delete the GitHub, I think obviously you can get it. I believe you will get it. Okay, so you can try to delete the GitHub repository using some other ID and the token, then you can delete. You will get the error message. So here you can see I am getting 204. So that is a major bug, critical bug, which you have to immediately report to your team. Immediately. Because this is security related stuff. If this bug comes to the production, then your manager and your team lead and your client will kill you. They will fire you. Okay, you can miss any functionality testing. That's okay. That's okay. But this is the security related stuff which you can't miss it. Which you can't miss it. So why you can't miss this? Any user can delete the data. Any user can update the data if you are doing action successfully. Then that's why this is a critical bug which you have to immediately connect with the client and developer, and which you have to immediately fix. Okay, so that is all about the forbidden. Okay, so forbidden. Okay, now we are moving to.
Can we continue tomorrow, please?
Okay, okay then. Okay, so in tomorrow class we will discuss the remaining one, but in the client error only these four are important. Only these four are important. in the real time. 99% we are using this 4 only. The other one rarely you will get, rarely. But I will explain you like 405, 415 and the conflict. Okay, and then we can discuss the internal server error. Okay, and then we can discuss what is the next. Then we can discuss the auth token. What are the auth token? We have basic token, auth token, right? And then we will move to the automation side, and then after then we will move to the automation side. Okay, yeah guys, that's it from my side. If you have any question, then let me know.
In Swagger exercise I have, can I?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Last part which we have done, in that part I have problem. I was not able to do.
Can you share your screen?
Okay.
So the class is over, guys. If you want, if you have any query, then you can stay, or you want to listen the query session also, then you can stay. Okay.
See, sir, is it visible?
Yeah. I can see it.
Actually, I have created one ID I've created, but I'm not able to get all the pet ID, means all the details. So I was trying to search in this Swagger, so I got this one. Like I get in get request, I was getting this find by status only. So I think I can find all the pet records by using this only. This URL, get pet find by status.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was doing this only. I was doing this only, but I was not getting the right response.
Okay. Can you show me here?
Like I have created this one. I want to create this one. In this Swagger, I want to create this record. I created this JSON object using this all, and same I was doing, like it is said in this. First, I want to create post one record, and then I want to get. So I was not able to do. First, I was doing this. Add a new pet to the store. In this, I was using this URL until user. Okay. So, okay. So what happened, like when I did this post request, I was getting this message code 200 type unknown.
Okay. Okay. Could you please scroll down? Have you mapped the things correctly?
It's like in this post request, there is only body, and this all we have to pass. So I
Okay,
took
give me a second, sir. Give me a second. So let me open the Swagger. I need to check the requirement. What exactly it says? Go up. Yeah, hold on. So ID category having ID and name photo URL string tag. Okay, now you can go to your Postman. Go to the Postman. Okay, so go down. So give me. Can you again go to the Swagger?
Yes. ID will be given by server, so this I have not taken.
Yeah, that you don't have to worry. Now go to the Postman.
Status.
Go to the Postman.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Category you have passed correctly. It is an object ID 10 name dog you found. Okay, name you have put it Bravo. Correct. URL you have put it the string, sorry, array, string array. Then good tags you have put it tags may ID. And the name you have put it, that's correct. In at level you put it, that's correct. Go down. Okay, can you go to the authorization?
Yeah. This is right. Like I have passed in array for
No, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Try to connect with the. Okay, we
right.
don't require a token in this case, I think. So for this particular application service, go and click on send.
Okay. I think accept is also not required. No, this content type is required.
Yeah, you have to pass content type. Have you passed that?
This pass. Yes, application JSON. This I pass.
Okay, go there, content type. Okay, now click on send.
It is showing 200. Okay, but
Go
here.
up, go to your requirement.
See, this
And
is
try to edit here, try to what the requirement is asking. So
it is saying like pet object that need to be added. Add a new pet to the store.
give me a
Post.
second, sir. Give me a second. I have also, I think it's in that class I have created. So give me a second. Give me a second. Hello.
User of pass. Add. Then send. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, okay. This I got right. Pet is there. Now,
Sorry, what happened?
yeah.
Get the
I passed pet. Yeah. In resources, pet would be there. I had used user. So that was not right.
That's why I told you. If you not map the things, you will not get the response. That the mapping is very important.
And if I pass by ID, I just want to check because this was also not going right. Let me see. I pass this ID.
Mhm.
This get raw. Now I check. Will I get response? Error. It is showing order not found.
Sir,
Yeah.
you have to check this particular get method you are using that particular requirement or not, because in the Swagger we have multiple requirements are there, okay, and multiple resource and the services. So you have to use that particular get one.
Okay, sir. So if I use this find by status, will it work?
Yeah, it will work.
Though this pet ID. Let me sir check. 1 minute only. I think.
Yeah, you have to pass according to the requirement, the base URL and the URL they have used.
Yeah. Pet ID. I think this is right. But this must be this.
Again it asking 404 not found. Something you are doing wrong, sir. Go
Pet.
and copy the page ID. Go to your response body in the post method. What is the page ID there? In the response.
This.
So this is
This is the latest one. This
okay.
is
So
the.
copy this one, and paste it there where you want. Yeah, paste it here.
This
Have you
have done.
pasted?
Yes, sir. Pet ID.
Okay.
I
Okay,
think
give me a
parameter.
second. Give me a second. Here you can pass something like 1, 2, 3, something like you can pass 1, 2, 3 in this red box. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this will not work. I think you can see. Go down. Go down. It's working.
But
You are getting 404. Okay. Give me. Okay. Fine. So copy this URL. Copy this URL. Pat store. Yeah. Copy this base URL. Yeah. Copy. Copy. Swagger dot, yeah, paste it here. And could you please show me the post URL? What post base URL you are using? Swagger IO v2 is the same. Swagger IO v2 slash pit.
IO.
Okay, now try to call. Now try to call.
Pet by ID. Yes, yes. Now it is coming.
So you have to correctly map the things, right? You have passed the wrong URL something. Okay.
So, okay. And
Okay.
okay. And said I tried that GitHub part in last where we want to do the patch method. That also I was also facing same issue like in GitHub. Uh, in
Mm-hmm.
last part you did patch and then it was showing some error that about that error in the repository
Mm-hmm.
unauthorized access. So I was also getting same. So I will try in some another way, some other resources I will try and do patch because
Okay.
I was doing in the morning. I was also getting the same error in this
I think
GitHub.
there is some issue from the GitHub, so don't worry. But at least you get the idea how you can use, right?
Yes, yes. We get an idea, but I to uh, try to edit it, but I got same error. Cannot
Yeah,
update default.
actually, we have to read this thing, very carefully. What the things, if I think we are missing anything in the GitHub requirement to pass while creating our Git. So that thing you have to read everything and you have to do very carefully. After then you can update the thing successfully.
Because
Okay.
in this
So
patch,
yeah, you
yeah,
can use some other example if you
mm,
want to use the path. You can use some other. Okay.
uh, because in this primary name is name, I cannot edit it. Also, organization name we cannot edit. So very
Yeah.
few parameters are there to edit. Mhm. So I will choose some other.
I think we have something like privacy and the private, public. There are a lot of things in the GitHub. You can see there are multiple keys and the value, right? So that's why I think we are missing something to update. That's why it's saying the 422 unprocessable entity. The requirement is not properly matched actually. So that's why. So don't worry. If you are getting, do not waste the time behind that. Okay, at least you have some other example to do the patch operation. Okay.
Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Okay, Vikas. Thank you a lot. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you. Yeah, bye bye.
Yes.